Hey everybody, welcome into another edition of Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics, live from Beef O'Brady's Brook Highland, right off of 280. If you're heading up 280, make sure to stop by Beef O'Brady's right here off of 280 and check them out. They've got 99-cent wings here on Wednesday nights, and we're doing the show live every week at 6 p.m. So come out and get some great food and enjoy a great atmosphere here at Beef O'Brady's, and we appreciate them allowing us each and every week to bring this show here to you. Joined by head football coach, Coach Tyler Crane. And Coach, obviously a good start to this season for you guys with the first two games. Last 2 weeks haven't gone the way that you probably envisioned them going, but you still have everything right here in front of you guys. And is that kind of the message that you've had to kind of relay to your guys throughout this week of, hey, we know we hadn't played well, but we've still got everything that we want right here in front of us, and it's kind of up to us to go take it?
Absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing with us right now is getting out of our own way. We had opportunities last week. We got inside the 10 4 times and couldn't score, or whatever the case may have been. Just those guys, and hats off to Chelsea. They came out, hit us in the mouth. They were ready to go. We weren't for whatever reason, and, it is what it is. So this week's been, we have to worry about us. We have to get out of our own way, and we've got to go get ready to play.
Looking at Friday night, you kind of talk about your guys not being ready to play, and I asked you during the week last week about this Chelsea team. I said, what do you expect to get from Chelsea? Do you expect for them to come out and play their best game after coming so close? And you said you did. Do you feel like that your guys maybe looked at some of the prior scores for them and just felt like that they could just go in and beat Chelsea without having to put their best game forward Friday night?
I think that played a lot into it. Again, I take all full responsibility for anything that happens that way, because at the end of the day, it's on me to get them ready. But, I think that Chelsea came ready to play, and we didn't, and they beat us in every facet of the game, and, hats off to those guys.
One of the biggest things we talked about after the Hewitt game was physicality, and was that something that was lacking again on Friday night for your guys?
No, actually, I thought we were very physical on offense-wise. Offensive line, we averaged nearly 8 yards of play on first down. It's just we got inside the 10 and just forgot what we were doing, protecting the football. It's all about finishing. We have great spurts. We do a lot of good things, and that's the same way on defense. We had them in third and long situations. We had them in fourth down situations, and we didn't finish. That's been the message all week, is finish. We've finished everything with a score. We finished everything with a stop. We've got to finish and get off the field, or finish with a touchdown. We're not going to stop being aggressive. We're going to, if we get inside the 10, we're going to try to get 7 points. There's going to be times that we need to get 3 points, but I felt like we ought to be able to get 7 points anytime we're inside the 10. So we've been working on the red zone stuff. We've been working to get better in that area of our game. But at the end of the day, it just comes back to having the fortitude to make it happen, get it done, and go from there.
When you look at Chelsea, we got to see them, everybody in the state got to see them play Helena on statewide television, their first game of the year. Where have you seen them improve the most and get better to be able to play as well as they have their first 2 region games here in this tough region?
And they've got some absolutely great skill players. Their running back's fantastic. Their receivers did a great job. Their quarterback, he took everything that we gave him, and he made some great throws and stuff. And, you give up 21 points on the first 3 drives of the game, it takes the air out of your sail a little bit. But hats off to their coaches as well. They had the ball the whole first half. They did exactly what they wanted to do. They were able to make the plays, and, we didn't. And that was the difference, was they came out and they played at, their top speed and top gear, and we were just looked like we were stuck in the mud for whatever reason. So, whether that's being a little bit tired or whatever the case may be, that can't be an excuse. We got to make sure that we're ready to play every week, and we've seen what happens when we play not even our best, but when we play decent, we have a good football team. But if we don't we're not good enough right now to not show up ready to play. We have to be ready to play every second of every game for us to be successful, and we can do that. There were some bright spots. Thought Will Odell played really well. He made some really good throws. I thought Trey Vassell run like a madman. He did a great job. Offensive line did some really great things. But we also had 6 penalties that set us back, and we had 6 drop passes. You can't win doing that. and we have to get that stuff cleaned up. So we've mixed around the personnel and stuff a little bit and tried to get guys out there that are going to make the plays that need to make the plays and go from there.
Does it make it easier to take the loss knowing that, hey, there was just a couple things, if we'd have done these better, we would have executed, we would have scored, we would have won the football game? Or does that make it even more frustrating for you as a head coach?
That just makes it that much more frustrating. I think that's the part that aggravates me the most, is because I know if we do what we're supposed to do, what we can do. It's really frustrating when it's self-inflicted things, lining up, not being in, lining up off sides, or, illegal formations, or a hold, or a false start, or, missed tackles, or just things that we do every single day, but for whatever reason, the other night we couldn't do it. And, those things are frustrating. And then that just goes back to being focused and locked in and ready to go. And again, that's on me for them not being ready to go. And I take full responsibility for that, and we're going to continue and get it fixed.
How have you felt about the way that your team has now responded this week during practice and getting prepared for a big region matchup again this Friday night?
I thought we've done a really good job. It's funny because we kind of took a step back over the weekend and started looking at, who all played last year. Like, who actually really, truthfully got in and was playing meaningful snaps on last year's team. We only had like 4 on offense. And I think we only have like maybe 3 or 4 on defense. We're playing a lot of young kids, a lot. I think we started 4 sophomores on defense. I think we started 4 or 5 sophomores on offense, and we started a freshman last week on defense. So we're playing a lot of really young guys. But, you got to look at it 2 ways. Obviously, in this region and people that we're playing, starting sophomores and freshmen aren't very ideal. But for the future of the team, it's huge. So, I think that those guys are maturing. Those guys are learning. We're building something that's going to be great. Obviously, you want it to be right this second. This season, hey, we still got everything in front of us. Our goal is still to win a state championship. That's what we're going to fight for every single week. We're going to go this Friday, and we're going to try to do our best and win that ball game. And that's the plan. That's what we're going to go try to do, and see where everything falls from there.
How important is this Friday night for your team in the future?
I've told them all week. Last week, we didn't play very well. Every game that we step on the field from here on out has to be our Super Bowl, because we can't, if for our goals and dreams to do what we want to do, for it to happen, we have to take every game like it's the Super Bowl. And so, we play Tuscaloosa County, it's got to be a Super Bowl. And then we got to turn around and get ready next week. It's got to be the Super Bowl. Then we got to turn around the next week. So every game we play, it's got to be the most important game that you've ever played in your entire life for us to be able to do what we want to do. I think the kids kind of understand that. Now it's going to be, I told them last week, Friday night after the game, we sat down. We got back to school. We sat down, and I told them, I said, look, no coaching staff is going to work harder to get you guys ready than we're going to work. I was like, nobody's going to outwork me. The question is, are y'all going to put the work in to make sure that somebody else doesn't outwork you? And we're going to continue to push that. And like I said, we're going to fight, and we're going to keep clawing. We're going to do everything we can to win. We just got to be the ones to go out there and make the plays.
When you look at Tuscaloosa County, 3-1 record so far. They're 1-1 in the region. It's a big opportunity to get yourselves tied with them in this region with a win and hold the tiebreaker against them. Where have you seen their improvement from last year to this year now with year 2 under Coach Weingarten there? And what are some of the things they're going to be able to do that can give you guys some problems Friday night?
Yeah, they run the football very effectively. They've got a running back that's really, really good. Their quarterback is shifty. He does a lot of good things. They're a little bit different offensively this year than they were last year. But again, they're setting everything up to run the football. They want to be able to run the football, and we got to take that away. Now, once we take that away, we got to be good enough on the back end to make sure they don't hit any deep balls and stuff like that. But, at the end of the day, they want to be able to run the football and control clock and do that kind of stuff, and we got to stop that.
They were able to put up a lot of points against Chelsea. What did you see last week that caused them some problems against Hewitt-Trussville that kept them at only 7 points, their lowest total of the year?
They played Hewitt-Trussville. They're really good. Hewitt is a very good football team, and They're going to do things the right way, and a lot of people are going to have trouble with them. So I told the kid, you can't look at the scores of other games. You can't base stuff off that. I mean, a lot of teams get beat last week that on paper you go, well, they shouldn't lose. Well, if we just went by what's on paper, why play the ball game? And that's the thing that I'm trying to get our guys to understand is like, what you see in the papers and what you hear, news reporters and all that kind of stuff, what you see them say doesn't mean anything. Like, if that was the case, we might as well just stay home and not go play. So, Tuscaloosa County's going to come ready to play. It's at their home field. They're 3-1. They've got a little chip on their shoulder. They want to show that they can play with everybody, and we better have a chip on our shoulder ready to go play too.
Where do you want to see the biggest improvement this week?
Finishing. I mean, that's the key. It's not an effort thing. It's not a want to. It's not we're not ability-wise. It's having the discipline to do it the right way, do the little things right, and finish. If you'll do those, we'll be fine. But you've got to be able to do those things.
What are your biggest keys for Friday night and you guys being able to come away with your first region win of the year?
We've got to control the football. We got to score when we have opportunities. We got to get off the field on defense when we have opportunities. We've got to continue to win special games. Like, and special teams is going to be again, special teams is huge. That's always going to be an emphasis. But we've got to get off the field on third down, and we've got to score and finish drives when we have opportunities, and not make mistakes. Can't have big penalties, can't have drop passes, and we've got to hit big plays when they're there.
Coach, really appreciate you taking the time again this week to join us here on Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics. Good luck to you guys Friday. Really looking forward to this matchup. Should be a really big-time game there in Tuscaloosa, and look forward to being back here next week to recap it and start getting everybody ready for the next one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll be back with more here on Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics right after this. Beef O'Brady's Brook Highland, located off Highway 280, is a proud supporter of Oak Mountain Athletics and the Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics show. Come out each Wednesday night at 6 p.m. to see the show filmed live on location with various guests involved in Oak Mountain Athletics and enjoy great food and a great atmosphere, including 99-cent wings. Come on out to Beef O'Brady's Brook Highland and support the Oak Mountain Eagles. Welcome back in. Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics live from Beef O'Brady's Brook Highland. Caleb Brooks now joined by head girls basketball coach at Oak Mountain, Coach Beth Parmer. And Coach, for y'all, starting to get the season rolling now. New rules by the HSA have kind of made it where it's almost year-round now with practice and things like that, and you can do so many different stuff. And for you, I'm sure you have a couple girls that probably play volleyball and are probably doing that right now, and that will make the move over. But how have those rules kind of helped things for y'all and being able to work with the ones that are able to come out there and have a lot more time with your team now?
Yeah, well, it definitely helps because we now have more time to spend with more players at a time. Instead of just working with one or two at a time, we still have that 2 hours, but we get to work with the whole group, and so we can do a lot as far as fundamental drills, working with the basketball stuff that we weren't able to do before, and so it's helped tremendously in the off season. But we do have some with flag football that has come about. I've got several involved in flag football. And then I have some in volleyball. So, we don't have the whole crew together right now, but we have a good many. And that group is now, we're in our preseason conditioning, and that is going phenomenally. We are implementing a new strength and conditioning program. Coach Matt Taylor he's helping several of the sports. We are one of them, and I already see a difference. I think we're in week 3. We're finishing up week 3, and I already see a difference, in their mental state, their physical, how they're, working and running, and so it is already making a difference. And so I know that won't, we'll see that later on come November. But the girls they're so hungry for it. They keep asking, what are we going to do today? What do we, what we got going today? And so they were just, asking for this. And I've been wanting to do something like this for quite a while, but it just worked out this year. Everything fell into place, and like I said, Coach Taylor's been great with them, and it's just exciting to see.
Tell me a little bit about this summer. Obviously summer's a big time for you to get your girls together, play together. You get to see them. They get to kind of work some chemistry out. And so how did you feel about what y'all were able to accomplish this summer and trying to carry that over now into the fall?
Yeah, we lost 3 seniors last year, and then we had some that just kind of left the program. But I've still got a young group overall. We still have a few veterans that have a lot of playing experience, but for the most part, we're kind of young, and so it was awesome to see them this summer come together. They're one of the hungriest bunches, of girls wanting to learn, wanting to get better at the fundamentals and play, and so they're really taking it seriously, and so it was so good when we did get together over the summer. It was there's always a transition when we started playing, or we immediately had play days, even probably before we may have had one practice, and we had play days, and so we probably didn't look our best. But that was good for them. I've been doing that the last couple of years, and so it's a little chaotic, but it's also a great way to learn how to deal in those situations. And so last year, they're sophomores this year, but last year when they were freshmen, and they went through that, I saw the greatest improvement from when I watched them in middle school to to what they were and what they became throughout the season last year. And so that group, they're now sophomores, and so they're ready. They're wanting to go. They're my motivators, and so they're pushing my seniors and my juniors, which is awesome. I couldn't ask for a better bunch, in order, for us to move ahead and get stronger and get better.
You got to love that too. I mean, competition breeds competition,
Yeah.
and so when you have some that can kind of push the older girls for playing time, things like that, it's going to make everybody better. And have you kind of seen that with your group, just the overall improvement because of them kind of pushing everybody and making everybody have to get better in order to be out there?
Yeah, when we have a scrimmage like in the summer or something, there were bodies flying everywhere. I mean, they were after it. I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell that it was a scrimmage or just a rec game, but like I said, the freshmen that I have, they're after it. I mean, and I told them too. I said it doesn't matter. I said you can be a freshman or you can be a junior. I mean, whoever shows me that they want to be there, they're the ones that are gonna be there, and so they're pushing them. But they also love each other. They like being around each other, and so it's a great group to have. The seniors, they don't want to be shown up by the freshmen and sophomores, and so it makes them better. But yet, with the young ones playing against them, it's making them better too.
You talked about having some girls that are playing volleyball, some that are playing girls flag football as well, and you hear coaches all the time talk about, I love having multi-sport athletes, girls that can do both, and so having the ones that are now playing a new sport and girls flag football and everything, you have to feel like that's going to help them with having to do some of the fast twitch stuff that you do in football and some of the movements and things like that when they do come back and are on the basketball court.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, some of the ones that are playing flag football, they're some of the strongest ones I have. They, in the weight room, and so, they love flag football, so they play, and I'm all for it. I said, go for it, just don't get hurt. But no, that they're having a great time playing, and so, but yeah, when they come back, I think they'll just transition fairly easily. right into, our practices because they're going through, strength and conditioning just like we are, and as well as practice. And so, they'll be ready. They'll just, move right in as soon as their season's over.
You look at last year, you guys were able to have some postseason success, and how important was that for your girls' confidence going forward, and the belief that, hey, we can go get in the postseason and go make some noise here?
Yeah, I was really proud of that group because during the regular season, we struggled a little bit offensively. We had trouble finding ways to score. One of my strongest players, she kind of had a slump. And everybody, was targeting her, so they knew they were looking at her, and so, it made it harder. But I think by us going through the regular season, it helped prepare us for the postseason, which, we peaked at the best time that we could, and so we went ahead. We had a great game plan for Bob Jones. They were a great team. But we thought we had a great game plan, and we did. We hung with them. It was knotted up at halftime. It's just at that moment, we were just not quite deep enough, and they were, and so that became fatigue became an issue in the second half, and that's where we kind of lost it. But this year should be a good bit different. Because we're very much we got some young legs, and so we plan on playing a lot of people and moving people in and out, and so hopefully we can keep that from happening again.
Looking at really the next month for you guys before the practice can really get going and official practice starts, what are the plans for your girls, and what are some of the things that y'all are going to be doing leading up to when you can finally get everybody out there and start really preparing for this 2022-2023 season?
Yeah, well, you don't want to, bog them down with, it's all, strength and conditioning, and so, Coach Taylor has a great plan laid out where you mix up the strength and conditioning and all the stuff that you need to be doing, but you also have fun with it, and you make them, like what we did today. Today was kind of after our workout. It was just a crazy time. I told them, I said, act crazy. I said, be dumb, be stupid. We've got to learn to be that way in front of each other. And act crazy and not care, and just do it for the enthusiasm and being together. And so we're trying to incorporate having more fun with right now especially, and getting to know each other. Like I said, we really don't have a problem with that. Our freshmen get along great with the seniors. The seniors, it's not like we have a class system. I mean, they all get along. That never comes up. They're only a freshman or they're a sophomore. That never comes up, and so we are not going to have that kind of issue. But yeah, just getting ready, getting our mindset. They're already ready to play. I heard them the other day. They were said, when is the season going to get here? They're wanting November to get here. And I said, well, we need some more time. We're not quite there yet. But we will be. I think we will be. And as the season moves on, I think, especially given the youth on our team, I'm really not that worried about the beginning of the season. It's the end of the season that matters. And so I think as we progress through the season, I think you're going to see, especially with the younger ones, they're going to get better and better as the season goes on.
When you look at, building off of last year, and we talked about some of the postseason success, things like that, just the confidence in this group, have you seen a difference in just what they feel like they can do as a team and what they feel like they can go and accomplish this year?
Yeah, like I said, we did well last year. I thought we, may have exceeded what a lot of people expected us to do and to be able to do. But, it's still, we want to do more. We wanted to go further. We wanted to prove that we could do that, and we believed we could. But, it just didn't work out. And so, that kind of stays with, especially the ones now. We have some veterans that, Reagan Whitaker and Vicka Hood, were right there. And so, they remember that feeling. And, they, I think, want to prove that, we're just as good, if not better. And I think, in a lot of cases, we will be better, offensively. And so, I think they're, ready to get out there and prove that to everybody.
Does the area change at all this year?
Yes, we're in a new area. Us and Vestavia swapped, so now we're in the area with Hewitt, Trustful, and Chelsea, and Spain Park. So, and then they went over to the other area. So yeah, new area, new sets of challenges. We move out of one, right into another, very challenging area. Probably, I would think, possibly the two best areas in the state. And so it doesn't really get easier. It's just, a little different. So, yeah, we've got our work cut out for us, but we like our odds. So.
Are you still scheduling some of the area teams that you had in the previous area?
Yeah, we're playing Vestavia. I don't know that we're not playing T County or Thompson. We're in Thompson's tournament, but I don't know that we're playing them. And I don't think we have Hoover, but yeah, we had always played. Now we're playing Spain Park in the area, but we'd always played them. We'd always played Hewitt. We had always played Chelsea. But now, instead of just, regular season opponents, they're going to be area opponents for us. So.
Awesome. Well, Coach, I know the season's right around the corner, about to get it started, and really, really excited about getting things going here soon. Basketball in the state has grown so much,
yeah.
and it's been a lot of fun to watch, and I enjoy the finals every year, and before you know it, it'll be time to be right back up there at Legacy
yes,
Arena. So good luck with everything. Have fun over the next couple of weeks preparing for the season, and we look forward to seeing your girls out there this year.
All right, thank you.
We'll be back with more here on Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics right after this. Beef O'Brady's Brook Highland, located off Highway 280, is a proud supporter of Oak Mountain Athletics and the Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics show. Come out each Wednesday night at 6 p.m. to see the show filmed live on location with various guests involved in Oak Mountain Athletics and enjoy great food and a great atmosphere, including 99-cent wings. Come on out to Beef O'Brady's Brook Highland and support the Oak Mountain Eagles. Welcome back in, Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics, live from Beef O'Brady's Brook Highland, right off of 280. Make sure to come by, check out Beef O'Brady's. We appreciate them allowing us to be here each and every Wednesday to bring you Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics. I'm now joined by Sawyer Hutto, member of the football team for Oak Mountain, left tackle. And, Sawyer, for y'all, you look at this season so far, first 2 weeks went as good as you wanted it to. You get a big win over Northridge, a rivalry win over Pelham. Obviously, these first two region games haven't gone as well as you wanted them to, but like me and Coach were talking about, everything is still right here in front of you guys. And is that kind of the biggest message that you've been having to try to relay to some of your teammates out there is, hey, keep your head up because everything we want to accomplish is still right there for us to go get?
Yes, sir. I think it's just we're going to take it as far as we want to take it. I feel like the leaders are going to step up, and, the older class, we're going to ride this as long as we're going to ride it.
One of the things that I enjoyed when I was playing was, when you come off of a loss and things like that, you get to find out a lot about your teammates. You get to find out a lot about your team. What have you really kind of found out about this group over the last 2 weeks?
Well, we have a lot of good players on our team, and I feel like they just need to be pushed a little harder. We have a lot of underclassmen who start on offense and defense. We had a lot of our senior class. They left us last year, so we have a lot of underclassmen starting. So they really just need that push, and once you get them with that push, then they get going, and we start clicking. We just need that click, that energy.
Coach kind of said, finishing was really the biggest issue for the offense this past week. And, for you guys, how frustrating is that as a group knowing, hey, we played really well all the way down till it came time to trying to finish the drive and score. And that had to be something that really was frustrating to watch on film and things like that after the game.
Yeah, because everybody can be doing their one job, and somebody messes up their job, the drive's over. I mean, we got inside the red zone over 10 times, we didn't score, or over 6 times we didn't score. But we have to finish, and we have to finish the drive once we get inside the red zone because it's critical. and I feel like that's why we lost those. I feel like that's why we lost those games is because we didn't finish the drive. We had to finish the drive.
Have you seen a different focus from this group this week during practice so far?
Yes, sir. Practice this week's been phenomenal. We've all been locked in, and I feel like this week we're going to take the W.
You look at Tuscaloosa County, I'm sure you've gotten to see them already on film. What stands out to you about this group and are some of the things that they can do to give you guys some difficulties on Friday night?
From T County? I feel like players on T County are just a bunch of average Joes. I feel like there's some cats, but I feel like we're a way better team than T County. Oak Mountain football is a different breed, and we're going to come after them.
How important is that going to be for you guys to kind of establish that this week? You talking and all that, to go out there and really kind of show them and say, hey, we're not going to back down and we're not going to back away from anybody here in this region.
Yeah, we for sure have to set the tone because, like Coach said, every game we have to play from now on, it has to be a Super Bowl game. So we're going to have to go in here and knock them in the mouth.
Well, listen, man, I really appreciate you taking the time to join us here on Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics this week. And good luck to you guys on Friday, a big region matchup with Tuscaloosa County, and look forward to seeing how it goes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Beef O'Brady's Brook Highland, located off Highway 280, is a proud supporter of Oak Mountain Athletics and the Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics show. Come out each Wednesday night at 6 p.m. to see the show filmed live on location with various guests involved in Oak Mountain Athletics and enjoy great food and a great atmosphere, including 99-cent wings. Come on out to Beef O'Brady's Brook Highland and support the Oak Mountain Eagles. Welcome back in, Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics live from Beef O'Brady's Brook Highland. Caleb Brooks now joined by Hudson Youngblood, member of the football team at Oak Mountain, center on the offensive line. And Hudson, I played offensive line, I played center, and I love playing the center position. You're kind of in control at the center position. It's up to you to call out the defense, to have everybody in sync. How much do you enjoy having that responsibility and kind of getting to be the captain of the offensive line on Friday nights?
Well, it's great at some times, but at other times it's kind of like frustrating because we got two young guys on each side of me. So sometimes it's like I got to tell them what to do, but they do a good job. They help me out a lot, and I really like being in control. There's more control there than at guard, which I was at last year. So I like it.
Each and every week, you have to be prepared for the defense in really kind of a different way than everybody else on the offensive line does. And are you a guy that watches a little bit more film on fronts and things like that to make sure that you have everything down that people are going to throw at you on Friday nights?
Yeah, I'll stay up an extra hour when I get home, take a shower, eat, and then I'll lay in my bed, just watch some film, see what they like to do, blitzes and all that stuff, stunts. So I'm a big film guy. I like to watch film.
Looking at this past week, you guys were able to move the football. Moving the football wasn't an issue. It was just finishing drives, things like that. Obviously, it's a little frustrating, but is it also a little encouraging to just look at it and go, hey, it's not like we had issues all night on offense. It's just we just need to get the job done once we get in position to be able to score.
Yeah, we were there all night. We were putting people on the ground pretty much every play. It's just we had a lot of mistakes, shooting ourselves in the foot, penalties, all that. We just need to get that stuff cleaned up, do better in the red zone. I think towards the end of the game, time restricted us a little bit too, so we just got to clean all that stuff up, get better this week.
When you drop a couple games, it all of a sudden it changes your focus. It changes everybody and what they're doing. Have you noticed that with your team this week in practice as y'all get ready for this game on Friday night?
Yeah, I think we were down on ourselves, but this week we did a really good job of realizing we're not out of this and coming together, having a great week of practice, and I think we're really prepared for this game.
When you look at Tuscaloosa County, what kind of stands out to you about this group and some of the difficulties that they can give you guys on Friday night?
Well, I think they do a pretty good job, their linebackers stopping the run, but I think we're better up front. I think we can move them around a little bit. I think we can run the ball a lot, and obviously we got Trey Vassell behind us. He's going to rush for 100 yards every game, so we're going to be pretty good.
Is that one of the biggest keys in your mind, is being able to run the football on Friday night and establish a run against this defense?
Yeah, I feel like I feel much more comfortable, going out there and running the ball because I feel like us five are in control of the game, not anybody else. So when we're controlling the game, I feel the most comfortable, and I feel comfortable with Trey Vassell and Davion backing us up. So, yeah.
Knowing you guys have a kind of a long bus ride, there's going to be some traffic, things like that Friday, how important is it going to be to stay focused on the bus ride, not think about other things, and not let any kind of outside distractions on Friday affect anything?
Well, it's going to be extremely important. We've had some difficulties the past 2 weeks especially since we've had so many young guys, staying focused and locked in, even on home games. So we're just going to have to, maybe sit back, listen to the music, take a nap or something on the bus, stay locked in, and that's probably going to be the key to winning.
How important is this game for this team on Friday?
Well, it's important, and Coach tells us every week it's the biggest game because it's the next one. And from this point out, since we lost last week, we have to pretty much win every other game to be able to make the playoffs, and our goal is a state championship. So the only way we're going to be able to do that is to win out and maybe drop one game, but we're not looking to drop one game. We're looking to win out. So.
Man, listen, really appreciate you taking the time to join us here on Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics. Good luck to you guys on Friday night. Big-time matchup there in Tuscaloosa with Tuscaloosa County, and I really look forward to seeing how things going for you guys.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more here on Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics right after this.
Beef O'Brady's Brook Highland, located off Highway 280, is a proud supporter of Oak Mountain Athletics and the Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics show. Come out each Wednesday night at 6 p.m. to see the show filmed live on location with various guests involved in Oak Mountain Athletics and enjoy great food and a great atmosphere, including 99-cent wings. Come on out to Beef O'Brady's Brook Highland and support the Oak Mountain Eagles.
Welcome back in, Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics live. Beef O'Brady's Brook Highland right off of 280. Caleb Brooks now joined by DJ Stone, wide receiver on the football team here for Oak Mountain. And DJ, for you guys, look at the first 2 weeks of the year. Obviously, a lot of success, able to get 2 wins. Last 2 weeks haven't gone the way that you guys wanted them to, but like I was talking about with your teammates, still got everything right here in front of you guys. And has that kind of been the message that you guys have had to kind of give around on this team? Is hey, look, we can't let the last 2 weeks affect the rest of the season. We've got to focus in on what we're doing and still go attack the goals that we have left.
Yes, sir. It's just like Coach Crane said, from here on out, it's like we're playing in the Super Bowl. We have to come into every game like it's going to be our last, and that's just how we got to play from now on to achieve our goals.
You guys were able to move the ball on Friday night against this Chelsea team. What were some of the things that you felt like that y'all were able to do before you got in the red zone that allowed you guys to have success and be able to move the football all night?
Like Hudson and Sawyer said, I think we were able to run the football effectively, and then when we need to, we were able to throw the ball. But like Coach said, we had 6 dropped passes, so it affected us a lot. So I think we just gotta get back to where we were the first 2 games and just keep moving from there.
You mentioned the 6 drop passes there, wide receiver, obviously a position that you play. You're looked at as a leader there, and so do you kind of take that a little personally, and have you kind of been in the ear of some of your teammates this week at practice on focusing and making sure that something like that doesn't happen again on Friday night?
Yes, sir. As the leader of this group, I look at it as we're not working hard in practice because it's I'm the only one that really cares when I know we have the potential to be the best receiving corps in the state. And Friday, it was just I think we shot ourselves in the foot. That just showed that we don't work hard, and we just need to keep getting better every week.
How have you felt about the way that this receiver group has bounced back so far in practice this week?
I think everyone's just taking the challenge to, hey, we need to get better. This Friday was an embarrassment, and it can't just be 2 people making plays, and it needs to be the whole receiving corps to go out there and just make a play and lead our team.
When you look at Tuscaloosa County, what do you see in their secondary that could cause you guys some issues? And where do you feel like you are going to have to focus the most as a wide receiver group to try to get open and have success?
I think we're just going to have to be more physical. Their DBs are going to want to come and press us, and I think we're just going to have to be more physical and beat them off the line. And then when we have to go attack their safeties, I think we're just still going to have to be more physical because they're going to want to come help on the run. And then when we get our chance to go, when we get Will Odell throws us the ball, we got to go make a play.
You talk about Will Odell, obviously a young guy there at quarterback that's continuing to get better with the experience. And where have you really seen him improve the most from the wide receiver standpoint, being out there and getting in chemistry with him as the season's gone on?
I think every week he's improved. He knows where the defensive player is going to be and when to throw it and when not to throw it. He's still a young quarterback, so he's going to make mistakes, and then he's not going to always throw a perfect ball. So I think that's where us receivers have to go and bail him out sometimes and help him out.
Do you feel like your chemistry with him has gotten better as this season's gone on through the first 4 weeks?
Oh, yes, sir. The first 2 games, we barely had any chemistry. We were just still drive, and now I think we're just we got that groove now, and it's gonna be hard to stop us now.
Is is finishing drives that kind of the biggest focus for this offense going into Friday night against Tuscaloosa County?
Yes, sir. Like Hudson Sawyer said, last 4 drives, we all ended up in the end zone, and then we just shot ourselves in the foot. Where those last 4 drives, we win the ball game if we finish.
Man, listen, really appreciate you taking the time to join us here on Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics. Good luck to you guys Friday night. Big-time trip over to Tuscaloosa to play against Tuscaloosa County, and really look forward to seeing how things go for you on Friday.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for us here on Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics. Again, want to thank Beef O'Brady's Brooke Highland for allowing us to be here each and every week and bring you this show and keep you up to date with what's going on in Oak Mountain Athletics. Big-time game Friday. They will head to Tuscaloosa County and take on Tuscaloosa County Friday night at 7 o'clock. So make sure to either tune in on NFHS Network or head over to Tuscaloosa and support this team. We'll be back again next week live right here from Beef O'Brady's Brooke Highland with another episode of Keeping Up with Oak Mountain Athletics.